The Skylia Prophecy is an action RPG set in a medieval fantasy universe, where the heroine, Machina, goes on a quest for forgiveness after unwittingly releasing a demonic entity. She travels to Turkan Fortress to cast an old ritual to end the horror she unleashed 3 years ago. Machina must decide whether to use her shield blade to achieve her aim or to aggravate the situation. The game's various locations, old dungeons, and zombie swarms are inspired by the Souls series. Players may collect incentives to reduce the game's difficulty and affect the final stages. Dead End Job is an original, randomly generated couch co-op game in which the main goal is to collect ghosts. Players assume the persona of Hectoplasm and work for Ghoul Be Gone, a prominent paranormal pest management company. To eradicate spirit visitors, they must visit haunted offices, restaurants, and other locations. The game combines 90s cartoons and current horror, with vivid and quirky imagery that transforms everyday items into phantoms. Players must manage the rigors of their career while attempting to free their mentor's spirit from perpetual haunting. Funtasia is a 2D racing game in which players must save Funtasia, a utopia populated by fuzzy animals, from an apocalyptic flood of debris. The game is simple to learn, but it needs mastery of time and equilibrium. Hills, pits, bridges, quicksand, cliffs, and dark tunnels are among the difficulties in the race route. The essence of the game is constant acceleration, with brakes indicating weakness. Players compete on 10 circuits, mastering 40 various cars with distinct performance characteristics. They may compete in single or team modes, as well as on online leaderboards. In a jungle, the kingdom's intelligence department identifies the source of Myastere, a magical material that emits a miasma. The ruins are being excavated by the Deazniff, a group of robbers. Aware overcomes sorrow and tenacity in her investigation, which uncovers relics of an old society. The game has Metroidvania-style gameplay, a steampunk story, and the chance to acquire grimoires, relics, and other objects. The story progresses in accordance with the order in which the regions are investigated, and Araye's fate is revealed. One More Dungeon 2 is a roguelite dungeon crawler set in a fantasy realm full of mystery and danger. Sentient snails, the dungeon's guardians, trap players. To survive, players have access to a wide range of weaponry and magical powers. The game includes three-dimensional exploration and fighting elements, dynamically generated levels, exciting boss encounters, 5 separate areas to explore, and a wide range of weaponry and magical powers. Players must design cunning plans to escape their grasp and traverse the perilous surroundings. KATANA Kamiya Way of the Samurai Story is an epic adventure set during Japan's Meiji Restoration, where players take on the role of a ronin in the turbulent Rakotu Pass. The game features Dojima, a gifted swordsmith who finds himself in debt and must return it by developing his abilities and exploring the Ipponmatsu Cave. The game includes over 100 weapons and 9 different fighting styles, allowing players to participate in combat in a variety of ways. The game also includes isometric hack-and-slash action, which allows players to explore randomly generated dungeons with their own secrets. Only robots live in the final metropolis on the planet, with Endeavor being the only one shielded by a glass dome. A robot worker with the rare ability to manage several machinery is on a journey to repair himself and discover sentient life. The city regards this worker as a threat, and all machines and defenses have turned against him. Hand-drawn imagery inspired by science fiction publications and the work of great futurists such as Jacques Fresco are featured in the game.
It's time to take your first step.
In Alchemist Adventure, you play as a young alchemist attempting to explore the mysteries of the enigmatic Isor area. The difficulty grows as you advance, but the amount of save points diminishes. With no formal alchemical formulae, the game fosters exploration, thinking and the discovery of new things. Exploring diverse places, manufacturing potions from the 4 elements, employing alchemy to modify the environment, solving alchemical riddles, and combating elemental creatures are all key aspects. You can also switch between characters or play co-op as flying species. Die for Valhalla is an action role-playing game in which players possess and control heroes and monsters in order to save Vikings. You must cross weird worlds where Norse mythology and Lovecraftian mythology mix as a Valkyrie. The game has 2 narrative modes, beat 'em up and roguelite, with the former introducing a wider landscape with a more relaxed difficulty curve and potions with beneficial or amusing effects. Roguelite mode creates a smaller world with a more challenging difficulty curve and permadeath. Local players can play alone or with pals.
The labyrinth is a dangerous place with
Chronos Before the Ashes is a compelling immersive RPG that combines adventure game themes with RPG systems. Players may personalize their playstyle by selecting from a number of weapons, skills, and powers. Because players lose a year of life each time they die in the labyrinth, the game's unique aging engine lends urgency to decisions. They transform physically and mentally as they age, growing wiser and more sensitive to arcane skills. The universe is full with secrets and mysteries that players must solve in order to become a genuine hero.
Failure will be part of your heroes.
My Hero One's Justice is a gripping 3D arena game in which players use quirks to compete against heroes or villains. Choose from a broad cast of characters, each with their own special skills, such as Deku, All Might, and Shigaraki. Players may assemble their own squad of sidekicks and personalize their appearances with unlocking items. The game provides a unique narrative experience from the views of both the hero and the villain, allowing players to see famous scenes occur, compete against players from all around the world, and climb the leaderboards. Crisis Wing is a retro shoot-'em-up featuring 7 vertical scrolling stages, upgradable weaponry, and cooperative multiplayer. It has a thumping FM music and CRT filters, and it captures the feel of traditional arcade action. With swarms of foes and dramatic boss encounters, the game provides a hard challenge. Players may relive stages with infinite lives in practice mode, while the score attack and boss rush bonus games provide new levels and bosses. Scientists built 4 small creatures to put their teamwork abilities to the test. They chained them together and let them explore through colorful, challenging, and cooperative experimental scenarios. The game is a co-op 2D party game in which players take on the roles of monsters and scientists. To complete stages and stay alive, they must synchronize movement, leaps, and cling to the ground and walls. The game is enjoyable for the entire family. A strange mystery adventure takes place in Tokyo's Sumaida ward in the late 20th century. Shogo Okiai, a prosaic salaryman, and Yoko Fukunaga investigate the local legend of the 7 enigmas of Honjo. Other investigators look into strange deaths. A high school student seeks the truth about a peer's suicide. The story concludes in a fight of intellects and hexes, complete with rich 360-degree scenery and discussions with interesting and questionable characters. To unravel the mystery, players must collect vital evidence and make strategic decisions. Discover a thriving Stone Age town, discover new ideas, nurture crops, build friendships with animals, and help the village grow. Engage in cooperative play or explore the early beginnings of civilization in a single-player mode. Enjoy veggies, herbs, and the woods. Befriend and domesticate animals and discover deep lakes and dark tunnels. Master food processing, metallurgy, ceramics, artwork, and spirituality to help your town grow. This game lets players to manage 100 heroes at once, demonstrating Platinum Games' fluid controls and dynamic action. The game has over 100 distinct characters, each with its own backstory and symbol, and the Unite Morph system allows players to quickly swap between weapons. Hang gliders, bridges, and riddles are all included in the game to help you cross chasms and conquer obstacles. The ultimate objective is to save residents and urge them to work together. The game takes players through cities, the ocean below, the jungle, and other intriguing areas. A service robot warns of an approaching Imperium danger in your world. A randomly generated, emergent mission-based narrative is combined with a reactive, tactical, turn-based warfare system in the game. Each playtime is distinct, difficult, and never the same. A fast-paced reactive time battle system, an intelligent adversary system, different characters, and a unique rebellion engine are all included in the game. The game requires players to negotiate emergent gameplay, dynamically generated missions, shifting priorities, developing opponents, and equipment upgrades,